Sorry, water bottle, babe. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh my days. Oh man, does she humble mother? Tell me.
What song is this one now?
That was Tell Me by the Wonder Girls.
Who's the Wonder Girls?
It's a K-pop girl group.
Oh.
Tell me. Tell me. Hi guys, welcome to a brand new episode of the First Girl Podcast.
Oh, you finally got there. I'm learning something called patience.
Yeah. I think it's very important that we have patience.
Yeah.
Let people do their thing. Let them express themselves.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, welcome guys.
Welcome to a brand new episode. It's a brand new week. How's your week been, Favour?
Same old man. Typical stress. Wake up stress. I wake up every morning and I say to myself, do I really need to work? Do I need this job? Like, if I quit today,
I'm gonna miss you.
Like, what? Anyways, yeah, same old. Like, yeah, I'm here.
You made it. Favour.
I made it, man. To a point, I was so tired that I thought, no, I'm gonna be a badass. I'm gonna wake up later.
Not later. By how much?
1 hour. And I couldn't even sleep through the hour. I felt so bad. I woke up 30 minutes. I told myself. So I woke up at the time. I usually wake up at 8 o'clock every day. Well, just before 8 or 8. And that day I was like, you know what? I can wake up whenever I want, because I actually can. Because it's as long as I've done the hours, I'm good. So I was like, I'm gonna wake up at 10.
Bad girl.
I slept, woke up at 8:30, woke up at 9, woke up at 9:30. I said, no, it's Favour, let's get up. Just wake up. You're awake. Like, I even had my eye thingy, my circumlock.
Oh, yeah. Favour, please.
I woke up many times, so it didn't work. But yeah, my week has been good. How's yours?
Next question, please.
We haven't even started. Guys, we are going to be talking about some juicy, no, we're not.
Well, it depends.
Yeah.
It depends how deep we want to go with the episode.
I feel like we should go deep.
Really? Okay, that's fine. So basically, we asked you guys on Instagram, so basically we were a bit decided about what we wanted to talk about this week. So one of the questions was something like, is it always good to be honest? Can you justify lying? And the other question, very popular demand, was why am I single? Is it me or is it men? And who do you think won, Favour? Guys, I want you guys to know we are actually intelligent people.
Very intelligent.
We have intelligent conversations
about
politics, the world, what's going on. It's not everyday dating.
It's true, but we are in a month of dating. We're in the month of love. Like February is a month where people just talk about relationships and love. So you know what? The question is like, it's kind of like, it's fitting. Like, it makes sense.
Okay, fair enough.
So I'm not that angry, even though I'm just like, people are just so nosy. But we put the question out, so
that's true.
Technically,
have you actually came up with a question?
If you say anything, I'll punch you. Hey! Who came up with the question?
I will provide screenshots. I will provide evidence.
Who came up with the questions?
Favour?
Me. Why would I ask questions like that?
Why would she?
Why? See, the thing is, we're just laughing. Is that it's not making sense. But
okay.
Why would I actually ask questions like that?
You know what, Favour? It's my bad. Maybe we should go back to the question. Is it good to be honest all the time? Is lying justifiable?
That's not the question. People chose what they chose.
I mean,
so basically, people chose that they wanted us to talk about why we're single.
Yeah. Why are you single, Favour?
No, I think
No, the thing is, I'm clutch, yeah.
Do you know why?
No, I'm clutch. Favour always makes me answer first.
No, do you know why? Because like we've already established that we have a relationship where you are more open than me.
It doesn't matter, bro.
It does.
It does not matter.
I'm inspired by you.
Man, inspired by what?
Wait, calm down, man. Relax. We talked about patience. Relax. Breathe. 1, 2. Anyways, so because you're more open, I just feel like I'm more comfortable when you start. Yeah. Okay. I guess you can start off with this. So
wait, what?
I wrote
notes?
yes.
I can't stand this.
I wrote notes.
I really can't.
So basically, I wanted to start off talking about what singleness actually is, and something I've realised is there's a very negative connotation that's related to being single, and it always makes me feel like, why? It's almost like people, as a woman, you haven't fully accomplished yourself until you have somebody else, and it's like singleness is almost like you're waiting to get with somebody. And to me, I'm just like, I disagree. I feel like singleness really is being able to be one with yourself, and so when you do get with somebody else, it's like they're not adding or taking, they're sort of complementing you. So it's like me, when I think about what singleness actually, I think we should start off with that. Like, what does it actually mean to be single? It's not just I'm waiting for the person, like I'm in the process of waiting. No, it's like, to me, I feel like singleness is a process of almost like discovering yourself and finding out who am I? Like, who is this person? What's my purpose? What do I bring? What do I want from my life? What, like, do you know what I mean? It's more, to me, it's more of a discovery, like, process of becoming, being able to be like, I actually know who I am, and I can fully tell you, this is me, this is what I want from life, this is what I want from people. And if anybody was to come, or they don't come, it wouldn't really take anything away from that. So, like, for me, let's start from there, boy. I would tell me. So, yeah, so singleness, what does it mean to you, like, being... It's almost said to you single, and also as well from a Christian perspective, when you're single, it's like you can be single. Like, if you're not married, then technically you're still single. You are. So like there's two sides. There's single for like single to get, like I've got nobody, and there's single like single. I have a boyfriend, but I'm not married.
There's no ring on my finger. What is singleness? I've never really thought about it, you know. I think, just like you said, I think it's a time of self-discovery, which I think is very important. I feel like people should definitely have that time to themselves, because there's so many people that, and I get it, especially when you start off dating young and you end up in a relationship, whether it's a short one or a long one at a young age, you immediately become dependent on having someone else there. You know, I've known people where it's like they can't go months without like
having to someone, some form of male attention.
And it's like, you know what, whatever it is with that person, trauma, insecurities, whatever it is, but it's like you really need to know who you are, because I feel like when you're that type of person, you're taking from every person that you've been with. And then what you'll tend to find is that when that person has reached a stage in their life where they're like, you know, they're single for the first time in a very long time, they're like, who am I? Like, what am I interested in? Like, who am I without? Like, I think it's very, very important that people need to learn how to be by themselves and love themselves as well. So I think that's what singleness is about. It's about discovering who you are. And like you said, Favour, that when you end up in a whether you're dating, you're talking to someone, you're actually in a relationship, it's like, this is who I am, you're coming in, you're adding a little bit of this, but in terms of myself, my morals, my values, what I like, what I can tolerate, what I can't, that's just going to stay put. So that's what I would say.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's so important for people to understand that being single is not a negative thing, and it's like, being single is not something that requires something else to be added to it. It's like, because that word single is like, it's missing. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like it's like something that requires something else. It doesn't require anything. Like, being married or being in a relationship is not a requirement in the Bible. It's not a requirement. It's almost like, if you want it, yes, but it doesn't make you whole. Like, it doesn't make you complete. It's like, it's part of a thing that by choice it's good to have if you want to, but it shouldn't complete who you are or who your a true character of yourself is. Does that make sense?
If you're looking for wholeness, you can find it in the Lord.
Yeah, and I feel like the reason I really wanted to talk about what singleness is, can you miss a preacher? The reason I wanted to make sure we understand what singleness means is because I feel like one thing I've realized is there's a lot of people that are just in the process of, they feel like they're just waiting, and it's like they're single with they're not doing anything. Like, I'm just single. That's it. Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing
What
in
are you
the
actually
process
doing in
of
that
being
time?
single? Like, what are you just nothing? Like,
You're just waiting.
Just waiting.
Yeah, because I mean, I think people take it like that because obviously in the Bible it talks about how he who finds a wife and the husband must come, and it's like, yeah, but how are you preparing yourself to be that good wife that somebody needs? You can't just be sitting at home and thinking, yeah, I'm just gonna say, no, what are you doing?
Like,
Are you?
what is your process of being single? Is it just a thing where it's like it's just by chance that it's happening, or is it a thing where you're being intentionally single? Because even if you're not getting anyone speaking to you, you can still be intentional by doing things that makes you a better person.
100%.
For yourself even.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
as a person, you'd want to be the best version of yourself for whoever comes around you.
Yeah,
so they can be like, oh, I love this person. I want to be around this person.
Yeah.
Not, I'm just single.
No, yeah. Let's do better, girls.
I'm just single. What does that even mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, and I'm reading the book. Guys, I don't read books, you know. It's actually, I was gonna read it, but I know it's long. It's upstairs in my room. Anyway,
It's long.
I can't wait to go upstairs and get it. Should I come bring it?
Do you know the title?
Yeah, but it's literally in my room. I can go and get it.
Okay, go on then, Favour.
Should I do it?
Do you want to be extra?
Nah. Anyways, the gist of the book I've realised is the book was basically saying that when you're single, it's best to understand yourself, because you have to understand, because if you understand yourself, you love yourself. Because basically the book was basically saying you don't love things that you don't understand. And sometimes we don't understand us, we don't love ourselves because we don't really truly understand who we are. And for people to love you, you must love yourself.
100%.
People wouldn't love it, they don't love something that they don't know. So if you come across as a person that's still confused and I don't know what I want, then
people are gonna see through.
People are gonna see, and they're gonna treat you like that because you don't know what you want. So it's like, I'm this person. I'm just like, anything goes. If you just smile at me and you give me compliments, like, yeah, yeah. No, that's what people do though.
Really?
Yeah, like some girls genuinely is like anything that seems nice,
yeah,
is acceptable, because they don't really understand fully who they are, their worth, and what they want from people. That if a guy is just being just cute and nice, and to them is like, that's it, that goes.
Let's do better, girls. Let's do better.
So, are you gonna add anything to it?
No, I don't know. I feel you know what it is,
every 2 minutes, let's do better, girls.
Wow. Do I expose you? I don't know.
What do you want to expose?
I don't know. I feel like I'm just very content in my singleness.
No, you can expose me then. If I don't like you, edit it out.
No, I just feel like Favour has had more experiences than me. So I feel like you're coming from a place where it's like you've been there and you haven't.
Yeah.
So me, my whole life, I've just been like, I'm here.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like I can't.
You can't really touch into that.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Okay.
Okay.
No questions.
Do you know what? This question is very, very important. Why are you actually single?
Why am I single?
Why are you actually single? Like, genuinely.
Okay, genuinely. The reason why I am single is because, although I've said this in a previous episode,
Yeah.
that I desire a relationship, I don't desire it to the point where I want to actively do something about it.
Yep.
That's why I'm single. The idea of being in a relationship, yeah, it's good, but there's just nothing in me that's burning for me to be like, oh my god, I wish I was talking to someone. Oh my god, I wish I was going on dates. Oh my god, I wish I had to. There's nothing in me that's like burning for it. If it was, don't get me wrong, I would be out on dates. I'd probably download Hinge again, all of that stuff. But I'm just not in that place, just mentally, where I want to be going out and doing those things. And that's why I'm single.
Okay, let me go to my list.
Oh, what list? Can you answer your own question?
No, wait, I'm gonna come to me first. But you just said that there's no. You can do it to me after. It's fine.
Okay.
You basically said that you desire it, but you just don't have. The desire is not that. It's not that deep for you. Basically, if it happens, it happens. But why?
I don't know.
No, because there has to be a reason why desire is, even because you're like, because you've said you're content, which is that's a perfect answer.
Yeah.
But why are you so content? No, I'm asking a serious question.
Go on.
Why are you so content with being single if you have a desire to have a relationship? Those are two opposite things.
Yeah, they are.
Does that make sense? It's like, I want money, but I'm content without having money. That doesn't make sense.
No, it's true. I think it's because of what I see around me. I'm not ready to...
Fear of commitment?
Damn. Yeah, I'm not ready to... You know what it is about me, yeah? It's not in every aspect of my life. What is this fly doing here?
I don't know. I think that fly is single.
It's looking for somebody to search. But with certain things in my life, I like to be, number one, prepared for it. And I can be a perfectionist. So for me, I'm like, listen, if I'm about to, like, not even dating, but if I'm about to, like, be in a relationship, I don't want nonsense.
Yeah.
Like, I just want the person that I'm gonna meet and I'm gonna date seriously, I want this to be my husband. And not even that. I just don't want it to go wrong.
Yeah.
And because I have that fear, I'm just like,
See, that's the answer I'm looking for. Yeah, that's literally your answer.
Yeah.
Your fear is you don't want it to fail.
Yeah. I'm traumatized, guys. I'm traumatized.
Yeah, and we can't use that.
What do you mean we can't use that?
Because it's like there's a difference with someone saying they're content. If someone said they were content, they wouldn't desire a relationship. If you say I'm content, fully content with my singleness, it's like I don't really care. But that's not really you.
No.
You actually want a relationship, just fearful that if that it might not work out.
Yeah.
Which is most people's fear, actually. Mm-hmm. I think the longer you're single for, the longer you realise that, boy, this is scary. Like, it becomes even more, because when you're younger, the element of fear and awareness of fear is not there. Mm-hmm. So you're more... It's easier for you to take risks with anything, even with like money, anything, with relationships. Yeah. But the older you get and you start to see people, especially you've seen examples around you and seeing a lot of people failing at something, it's very discouraging. Mm-hmm. And it's like there's an element of like, I need to make sure it has to work first. It has to be perfect first time. And it's like, that shouldn't hold you back.
No.
There should be an element of like, you know what, risk, but... The only thing I do like is that you definitely clearly do have, you know what you want. Like, you're not just going to go for anybody. And
I'm not going to settle for less.
You have a standard. But you can ask me the question and answer you.
What was, why are you single?
First of all, I'm not... Oh, you asked me why you're laughing. Can we be serious?
No, I'm being deadly serious.
First of all, I'm not single. Okay. I am dating the Lord Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Secondly, the reason why I could potentially be single is because I feel like it's not really a choice. No, I'm joking. Let me think.
I'm me myself. I'm confused, and I know it's a choice.
Let me think about it properly.
Okay.
I'm at a phase where I feel like, because I know the realities of getting married, because I'm talking about marriage here. Because remember...
Wait, how did we go from single...
Don't worry, wait.
Okay.
Remember I said to you at the beginning... Guys, remember at the start of the video I said that single can mean someone that's dating, that's not married, or someone that's actually single. So, me, the way I see it is, if I'm not married, I'm single forever until you guys see a ring on my finger, then I'm not single. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Starting with that.
Okay.
I feel like I'm at a stage where I feel like it's important for me to fully enjoy and explore being single, like enjoying life, because it doesn't make sense for me to waste this time, because I know that things change when you get married. Like the dynamics of your life completely changes. Yeah. So why not enjoy this period and do whatever I want to do, like travel, like the ability to just be to have that freedom and flexibility to do anything is something that I feel like right now I'm not fully ready to let go of that, because I know that
there's going to be sacrifice.
Yeah, like it's a lot of commitment. Like even with friendships, so imagine the amount of effort you're putting with friendships. So imagine that with a relationship is completely different. Like with friendships, you can be a bit, I can relax a little bit. But if it's someone that's really your part, like your husband, it's like it's almost like that person's really.
It's your other half. Like
literally, you become one.
Like I remember, I can't remember where it was, but I just remember they said that whatever decisions you make, it's going to affect the other person.
Yeah.
So you can't just be doing whatever you want. It's like, even if it's something that's just for you, it's still an element of how is this going to affect
even if it's a harmless thing, like I just want to travel to Newcastle with my friends. You still need to tell your partner, like, I'm going, and they could potentially say, don't go. And then what happens? No, literally, it's like, so at this point I'm like, knowing that knowing the luxury I have now, I might as well enjoy it fully and do as much as I want before my life changes.
And to be a hot girl.
And just literally explore as much as I can. So I genuinely am at a stage where I'm actually fully enjoying it. And being able to just be up and ready to go and do anything. That's not something I'm like, I know, obviously it's not going to completely change, but it is going to change.
It can't. Like I said, it's an element of sacrifice.
Yeah, it's not going to remain the same. So to me, that's something I'm like, I'm going to enjoy it now before rushing. Like, I'm not in a rush to do any, like, be like, I want to be married off. Like, that's not something that's in my head. Like, if it happens, it happens. Like, it's not something that needs to happen now. Like, whilst I'm here, I am really, really enjoying having my friends around, having my family around, being available for everybody. Like, and not just for that one person constantly. You get it? Like, that's really me. But yeah.
What was the other question you asked me?
I just asked you the question again, but in a different way.
Why?
This video is a mess. This is so hard.
Do you have any other questions?
Yeah, I do. I feel like this video is so difficult because we're trying to not share.
We're not trying to expose ourselves too much.
We're trying not to share too much, but we're trying our best to be as open because you guys chose this question. So we were really trying, guys. Yeah. We're trying. Yeah. But something I wrote down was, okay, so Singleness, I basically divided it into 3 parts. So there's identity, there's goals, and there's reality. So with identity, I put down that it's a process of discovering myself, self-love, self-discipline, and emotions. Tell me one way you exercise self-love.
Wait, is this the exam question? Self-love?
Yeah.
You know what? I feel like quite recently, I'm not exercising self-love as much as I want to.
Yeah.
I feel myself getting emotional. But yeah, I feel like I'm lacking in that. So I can't really answer that. And you know what? I think, you know what it is? I don't think I've practiced self-love that much, you know. Are you agreeing with me?
I'm agreeing.
Is it in terms of me or you?
You.
Okay.
I agree. You haven't. You haven't. So I'm literally agreeing.
I don't. Yeah.
That's why. This is why at the start of the video I made a point of mentioning about being single but intentionally single. Yeah. Because I feel like what I've personally seen is you're okay with, like, you don't really know, you're just doing it. Like, if a guy was to come like James, like, what? Yes. Wait, can you repeat that if again? A guy was to come now and say, let's get together, you were going with that guy.
Well,
because it's like,
I'm not that desperate.
No, of course, but it's like the intentionality part, I don't think is completely there.
No.
There's some elements that I think you just at this point you're just very comfortable. It's not really I'm really trying to be intentional.
No,
that it's not.
I'm just here.
Yeah. And because when someone's intentionally single, you can tell because they go out of their way to try and make themselves, like, really loving themselves, like doing things for themselves. Because the more you love yourself, it's easier for you to give love. Because sometimes it's hard for you to understand what love is if you don't really love yourself. Like, it's like almost like you're available for everybody, but you don't, not for yourself, and you're giving from an empty.
You know what? I don't appreciate the psychological assessment of my life.
It is so much. I didn't even study psychology, but it's this is just from me observing just people in general, and I'm just using you as an example. No, but like, it's just something I've really observed. Like, sometimes people struggle to really give love or receive love because they fully haven't loved themselves.
What if I don't appreciate you? No, I really don't appreciate this.
The reason I know is because you go through different phases in life, and something I do all the time, like I said before in the other episode, is like noting things down. And I realized the pattern, different phases in my life, I've noticed that it changes my mindset. And the phase I'm at in my life currently, to me, I feel like this is so important for me to love myself. Like, I'm really being like, because I noticed the more I'm putting into myself, it sounds selfish, but it actually works opposite. Yeah, I'm able to be a better version for people around me, especially my family. Like, even learning to just be a bit more understanding and not quick to react or quick to be I don't know, like, I'm a lot more forgiving and go on, and just like I can control stuff a bit more. I can't explain what I'm trying to say, but it's like I just feel like the more I'm taking care of myself with everything, and taking care of yourself can literally just be like, if I don't want to do something, I'm not doing it. Come on, beat me now.
Come on, beat me.
No, if I don't want to do it, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Or like yesterday I spent time doing my nails, doing my toes, doing my facials. Like literally being like, this is me, this is my time.
No, it's true.
And
it's true.
taking time to really, really just appreciate myself, and so like almost putting more effort into understanding my self-worth and my self-image and how I see myself, and not really relying on people to compliment me, to confirm how I look, to validate my desire. It's more like, if I feel like I look good today, if I don't get any compliments, I'm good. Because sometimes it's getting compliments makes you feel like, I don't know, they said it must be true. Because there's times where I'm like, I thought I look trash today, and then people say you look good, I'm like, yeah, I look good, but it's like, it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be a thing where I'm waiting for people to tell me how I look or how I feel about myself for me to be like, yes, that's me. That's what I'm trying to.
How do you self-love, but like without the physical aspects of it? Because obviously you mentioned your nails and stuff. So what is the other self-love practices that you do?
Oh, words of affirmation. So before, I'll tell you, I don't really care for words of affirmation. I'm not gonna lie. I just thought it was like, what is that, man?
Yeah.
Like,
I am beautiful.
Literally,
I am loved.
It sounds like a joke, but it actually
does
is
work.
very. I'm gonna show you my phone now. This is me, guys, trying to be as open as I can. So look, I put some words on my phone.
Yeah.
And this is
I am beautiful.
I'm gonna beat this girl up. I'm not even sure, guys. This is the end of our first girl episode. Anyways, so I wrote these words down.
Oh, you wrote it down?
These are my words I wrote down to myself. So every time I look at my phone,
it's a reminder.
I see this.
Yeah.
And it's very, very small, but it's something that I'm using to constantly remind my mind of who I am. Because we know who we are, but then we're taking a lot of information throughout the day, and sometimes
and also
you forget yourself.
Yeah, and also even though we know who we are, we also, without realizing it subconsciously, we also take bits of what other people have told us.
Yeah.
Like for me, it was always like, oh yeah, I'm quiet, I'm shy, I'm timid. To be quite honest, I don't think I am.
You're not at all.
It's just because of what people
told you.
Like my mum would be like, oh yeah, she's a quiet girl, she's this and that. Then other people, oh, you have such a good daughter, she's so quiet, da, da, da. And then obviously you're just like taking that in. But me, no, I'm confident.
Oh my god, that's actually so true. Because even I used to go through that. This is still linked to identity. So I've said this many times when people try to tell me who I am. Like they'll be like, oh, I thought you was rude, or you're shy, and I'm thinking, who are you describing?
Exactly.
I don't fear nobody. I don't fear anyone. I'm just quiet, kind of, because I don't know what to say to you. But even that quiet thing is a bit. At this point, I don't really know if I'm quiet anymore, because I talk to anybody that talks to me.
That's so true.
If you talk to me, as long as you look friendly, I'm talking to you. I don't. So that quiet thing is maybe. I think you can call it selective quietness, because sometimes. If I don't want to say anything, I'm not going to say anything. But if you want to engage in a conversation with me, I am talking, and I'm not going to be fearful to say what I want to say. Like I don't. So to me, I had to really tell myself, like, no, you're not that person. Stop letting people lie to you.
The thing is, do you get irritated when someone accuses you of doing something that you're not?
100%.
I feel it in my soul. I'm like,
I just have to smile. I just smile. I'm like, okay.
And the thing is, for me, I'm like, I have to. How can you?
I don't even do that. Personally, I don't feel like I need to prove you, like show you anything. If you feel like that's who I am, then that's fine. But what makes me laugh is when people see me a different line. Like, oh my god, I didn't know you was like this. I'm thinking, you didn't know me.
You don't know me at all. Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? You didn't think I talk a lot?
I mean, look at us.
Like, I am not shy. I am not quiet. I am not. I don't know. Not timid. I just, if I'm not comfortable around you as a person, then that probably might come across as me being quiet. But isn't that natural with anybody anyway? If you're not comfortable with people, are you going to be loud? Unless I'm trying to cover up. But
unless you're like an extrovert or something.
Yeah, I'm not extrovert.
I'm
not extrovert, and neither am I an introvert either. I'm not introvert at all. I'm in between, because I don't. I've heard. I'm ambivert. Leave me. But yeah, I know that I'm not an introvert or an extrovert, but one thing I would never let people tell me is that I'm shy, because that thing used to bother me. I'm thinking, I am not shy. What the hell? Stop telling me. Stop telling me something that I'm not. It's like, just because I'm not shouting around the room doesn't mean I am shy. Like, I'm not shy, but yeah. That's one version.
Words of affirmation.
So that's what I use. But I don't know. What do you feel like you could use? No, if someone was to say to you right now, how would you, because now obviously you said you don't feel like you practice self-love, but if you were to try now, what is something that you'd hope to do in the future to try and like be like putting myself, because it could actually be something that sounds like a joke, but something that you would love, like someone say to you, if this is something that I would want to have right now to really treat myself. Hey,
I have given so much to my family.
This is bad, man.
No, but I think that's what it is. I feel like since the ripe wee age of 12 years old, all I've done is just give. Because even if I'm searching for quiet time, even if I'm searching for a way to self-love, at the back of my mind, it's always still going back to my mum, my dad, my brother. It's always going back to home. I feel like I can't just be without having to go back to that. So I feel like
carry on.
Okay, so I feel like, you know what, maybe I am one of those people that, because I feel like I do spend time to myself, but it's because, why is it? I don't know, but it's not, like you said, it's not intentional. It's just because it's there, so I just do it.
Exactly. That's something, that's you literally hit the nail. Is it hit the nail? You hit the nail
something on the head.
You hit the nail something on something. Because that's the key word I'm trying to really emphasize, that it's not just waiting around or carrying the title of being single. What are you doing
in that time? Yeah.
It's not just I'm just spending quiet time doing what? Spending quiet time watching Netflix is not quiet time. It really isn't. It isn't quiet time. That's just you being bored. No. There's different types of quiet time. There's quiet time when you're clearly just want to distract yourself. That's fine. But it shouldn't be a consistent distraction every day. I'm just on the internet. Okay. I would say maybe pick up a book.
Yeah, but again, I don't appreciate.
I'm not talking about you.
You are.
I'm not. I'm saying what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you're speaking to me.
No, I'm not speaking. Are you? Is that you? I'm talking to the camera. If you feel like the shoe fits, then it is what it is.
It fits perfectly. It's size 6.
Nah, I'm joking. No, I'm actually not joking. But what I am saying is, like, if you are spending time alone, just try to make sure. What's all this things?
This episode is back to
chaos. Woo!
I can't. Oh my days! I actually can't.
We're actually twins, guys. I was saying to Jenny, no. I did an experiment where I was like, I'm gonna see if she copies me today. Because
no, you did not say that.
Wait, calm down. Okay. Rephrase.
Okay.
I was saying I was gonna see if we matched.
Yeah, thank you.
Because every episode I realized that we have matching colors of certain things.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let me just see today. Let me experiment. So I just wore this just to see. Guys, look. What? No, what are the actual odds? Like, that's actually scary.
Because even in the first episode, you were like
that's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense. I think, like, genuinely, even that, I'll never agree to soulmates.
In heaven, we'll be like this, Favour.
Okay.
No, imagine us in heaven.
Guys, I'm cringing so much.
Imagine us in heaven.
Yeah. I'm imagining.
And we'll be in our mansions and we're looking out the window.
Yeah.
Favour. Just want praise God.
I find in heaven you don't really know people in it. So I don't think I'm gonna know who you are.
You know what?
If I'm being honest. But yeah, I think it's almost crazy how much, because you spend so much time together, you start doing similar things. That's scary.
No, it is. To the point where even at school, people thought we were sisters.
Oh yeah, that didn't make sense though.
Never.
Yeah. That we had that for years. Like, oh my gosh, you guys are like, we look up. Someone even said, like, you guys look alike. You know?
Who is that?
I don't know who it was, but I just remember how they said it, and I was like, I'm so sorry, but we just don't. Like, just because we spend so much time together doesn't mean we are twins.
Yeah. Anyway.
But sidetrack. What was I talking about before this? Singleness with intention.
Yeah, intentional.
Yeah, just be intentional. But yeah.
What is this self-love thing all of a sudden?
I don't know.
Because I've actually clocked, because like the way that you were saying, how a kind of like waiting and it's going to happen. That's always been my mentality about relationships. So why?
I don't know. And it's something that literally, it was something really strong in my heart today. even when I was reading the book, it was really crazy how the book was even confirming. Because I've been reading this book, and the chapter I was reading today was literally confirming what I was thinking of. Because I was thinking about it this morning. I'm like, even though we are going to talk about single, blah blah relationship, I still want an element of seriousness for people to understand that being single is not a joke. It's not a time for you to just be like, I'm just waiting. It's not a waiting time. It's a time for you to fully be like, take it so seriously. Because one thing I notice is, if you don't take this process seriously, when you now get into the relationship that you're like, oh my, I'm so happy I'm now in this relationship, because you don't know yourself, you don't know your boundaries.
Exactly.
And some people are going to push your boundaries.
Yeah,
they're going to, because you don't know yourself. So I'm going to tell you about yourself. I'm going to tell you what you should want. I'm going to tell you who you are, what your image is. I'm going to tell you if you're beautiful or not. I'm going to confirm that to you because you don't know who you are. Yeah. And to have someone have that much power to control my identity and tell me who I am, that's the worst place to be in. Because when that person goes now, you lose yourself. It's like
I saw a tweet on Twitter about this girl. I don't even know what the context was, but there was a woman she had like a before and after picture of her getting married.
Yeah.
Before, she wasn't like exposing herself, but she was dressing nicely according to her body, whatever. And the after picture, and obviously she was supporting this, but the after picture, why is this woman fully covered in a swimming pool? Because of her husband. I said,
when I think the healthiest relationships are when two people know themselves and they can have a very clear communication. Because something that happens is when you don't know yourself, the communication is very ambiguous and confused, because you don't really know what you want to tell the person that I want. Because I don't really know what I want, if I'm being honest. I just want a nice person, but what does that look like? Do you get it? Like, this is what I'm saying. Sometimes it's not really people's fault, but then you have to really put the effort into knowing yourself. Like, it should be as the more effort you put into being pretty and look presentable and being this a funny person, attracting people, put that same effort into discovering who you are. What do I like? What do I actually like, and what do I dislike?
What am I going to accept and not accept?
Exactly. That is as important as just wanting to be attractive or to get that person. The process is so important, because when you do get to that goal, it's almost a waste when you get to the goal of meeting the person, if that's your goal, because everyone's got different goals. Yeah. And then you're not even sure of, and then you're now in that relationship and everyone's just confused because we don't really know what. I just know that if you do this, I might not like it, but I'm not really sure. And it leaves the room for people just really disrespect people.
And take advantage.
And then the issue is that because most times it never really ends well. It usually ends in not the best way, and it leaves either both parties or one party just feeling so confused, and it's like a longer process to now rediscover yourself, because now you're not rediscovering yourself with her.
5, 3 kids.
Yeah, now you're now carrying the baggage of actual examples of you feeling hurt, and you could have avoided that. Even though I feel like you can't always completely control humans, because humans are very unpredictable, and control the outcome of how people treat you sometimes. But there's an element that you can control, because you can't really attract what you want. I genuinely believe that, because especially when I hear stories about people with like crazy friendships and blah blah blah, I'm like, I don't have that. And clearly not because I'm doing anything perfect. Indirectly, I'm intentionally attracting people that I want in my life without realizing.
100%.
But I need to realize. Do you get it? I'm doing it unintentionally, but I need to now be intentional, so that way I can control that and know exactly what I am doing and apply that in other areas of my life.
Yeah, and it's just simply because you know who you are. You know when you're talking to people and you're interacting with people, you're doing it with a certain intention. Like you said, like if someone comes to you and you speak to them, that's fine, but it's like you within that conversation, like, okay, is it someone that I can be open with? Is it someone I can see us developing a friendship? And then if it's not, you set that boundary and you're just like, okay. So
and sometimes different examples, like, it shows you more that you might still be lacking in certain areas. Because even me, in as much as I'm really on this development journey, but I feel like I face different situations as like, literally reminds me like, Favour, you're not there yet. If I'm being honest, like,
that's the thing.
You're not there yet. Like, you're really, there's still certain things you need to work on, and you really need to understand. Like I put a lot of emphasis on really like self-love, because even though I'm saying self-love, I need to actually believe. Because one thing I'm lucky with is that my mom is the type of woman that constantly. She uses words of affirmation a lot, and she's constantly reassuring me of, like, especially beauty and stuff. Because when I was younger, if I'm being honest, I was like, I don't know what. I don't know. I just saw myself as like
just average.
Just not even average. I just thought I was like I'm just there. Like
you're just there.
Like the whole feeling pretty or feeling like I'm this person. It took.
No, I get it. Yeah.
I didn't feel like that at all. And even when my mom would say, I'll say to her, "You're just saying it because I'm your child." Like, but then she didn't give up. My mom carried on.
It's about setting that foundation.
She carried. Mom, this woman did not give up, and I'm so Jenny. I'm so grateful because it's like I finally heard her when I was ready to listen.
Yeah.
No, but it's true because at that stage I'm just so clouded with emotions of like I'm just not pretty. I'm not this pretty person. I'm not. And then when I finally just took time to really look at myself and I realized what is pretty, what is beautiful. No, because beauty is not just physical. Beauty is really so many elements of yourself. And I'm like, I think I'm placing too much emphasis on the wrong thing.
On the physical aspect.
Because there's no way I can, even though some days I wake up in the morning I look scary, but I'm still beautiful because I am not just my physical.
Gabriel, come on, put yourself a bit higher.
Have you seen me? No, come to my room. I look.
And you know what? That makes so much sense because obviously beauty is a very subjective thing.
Yeah,
right?
100%.
And you know what? We've definitely done it. I know we have. Where we've looked at a couple and you think, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
But like you said, sometimes beauty is not about the physical because there could be something that person is seeing in their partner that makes them beautiful. Whether it's their kindness, their compassion, their laughter, whatever it could be. And they're seeing that beauty, but all we're seeing is really.
This leads perfectly to my next question.
Go on.
Is our standards too high? Because nobody initially said, is it us or is it the men? Are we single because we are, like, you know how we talked about self-discovery, all that stuff? Yeah. But is it really us that's making us single, or is it because the people that we want to attract are not there?
No, the caliber of men in the UK are not it.
Okay.
For me, anyway. For me. From what I've seen online, the opinions, from what I've seen in person, and you know what, obviously it's not all of them. I've come across, good men that are taken, but it's okay. Like, why can't you leave one for me, please? Why? But I don't know, I feel like, I genuinely, from what I've seen online, each country has a mindset.
There's a collective.
Yeah, there's a collective mindset. A collective way of seeing and perceiving things. And you will come across some countries where they love their women. They treat their women with respect. Like, no, I need to put petals in front of her whenever. I need to open the door. She can't even have her feet on the floor.
What country is that?
It's definitely somewhere. There's no way that God has left that out in the world. There's no way. It's definitely somewhere.
One thing I would say is, so I'm Igbo, right? And I'm from Nigeria.
Yeah.
Igbo men are really good at treating women.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, but carry on.
Congolese men, wow. What was I saying? Yeah, so each country has its own like mindset towards relationships and women, and I feel like in the UK, you know what? It's hard.
So is your for you? Because I'm going to tell you my reason why I feel like. Is your reason for being single because the mentality of the UK men is not the best, or is it the physical aspect? Mentality. Yeah. Okay. Mentality. But your standards for mentality, is it? Do you feel like it might be slightly unrealistic? No, I'm asking. I'm not saying for you, but
no, 100%.
So certain people, I've seen stuff like, because it's easy to be deceived by what you see online, and because nobody's gonna post the negative parts of their relationship. They only post when they get flowers, right? And you're thinking, yo, I'm not getting a man that's giving me flowers, but you don't know what he's doing after he gives the flowers. You don't even know if he's speaking to her. You don't even know if he even spends quality time with her, or if he only records the time that he's with her. And out of the whole, like 7 days in a week, he's only spent recording 2 minutes. Yeah. Do you know if that 10 minutes is the only time he comes and he just comes to do stuff with her and just goes home? You don't actually know the reality. Is that we place unrealistic reality and expectations on what we want based on what we see, like you mentioned, online, movies as well, in like when you see couples around you as well, people are good at pretending. I've heard things, man. people do stuff and they'll when you see them in person, you're like, oh my god, they're so perfect. And I know the truth, and I'm thinking, yo, don't be deceived. Don't be deceived. It's like sometimes I feel like sometimes the single girls are waiting for that perfect person that meets the criteria of like the most gentleman, like open the door for me, buy me, do all this stuff, and it's like, some people find that cringe. No,
they do.
Like, some people don't want to do that. And it's like, I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, I want flowers. Don't get me wrong. Right? If you don't get, I'll punch you.
You know people that instead of roses, they put money.
Oh!
I want a bouquet of $. I want a bouquet of $. I want it. Please.
That's me.
I want euro, dollar, yen, everything.
But like, going back to what I'm saying, like it can be, it's sometimes we are placing unrealistic expectations of what we want from men because of what we're seeing people, what they show sometimes, and it's like, that man that we're looking for might not actually exist, or it might exist but in a different form. It might exist in a more diluted version.
Okay. Yeah, that makes
like
sense.
He might not be all the time, I don't know, buying you flowers, but he'll cook for you. Do you know what I mean? Like, a different way, but it's not always the very grand, performative, bringing someone playing a guitar for you and like, do you know what I mean?
I don't want that. That's cringe.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about just you. I'm saying I feel like from what I've seen sometimes with people that are single, is like they might be waiting for someone that doesn't actually exist.
No,
especially in our society right now, we have to be careful and take what we have. No, because who is this person? Sometimes it's even fake. Because look at our parents. Look at my parents, for example. My parents are practically, I don't really give them a shout out, but they're actually amazing. No, genuinely, as a couple, they are amazing. But that is not really a gentleman.
Not to the standard of favour.
He's not. I wouldn't want that. But his character, yes.
But
you get what I mean? It's like almost like I'm picking parts. But who is this person I'm picking parts to create?
That's very true.
Who is this person? I'm like, I want this from this person. I want that from this person. I want this. I want that.
So with me, yes, my standards are high, but I've never even, when I've thought about, okay, like, how do I want my partner to be, all of this, I've never even thought about the physical aspect. I've never thought about, like, the other day, I literally said to myself, am I the type of girl that likes to receive flowers? I actually don't know. So I'm not in a position where I can be like, I want my man to bring me flowers. I'm not the type of girl that's like, oh, come and bring a guitar and sing to me. I will actually leave the room. Don't do that, please. So I don't know how physically I want to be loved, but what I do want, I just want a man that's going to treat me with respect. I want a man that he knows and understands me to the point where I don't even have to say anything. It's like, okay, she's having this type of day. That's the type of man I want. So are my standards too high because I want that, or is it just?
I don't think they are.
Okay.
But I'm just saying we just have to be careful that we're not just picking the nicest parts of people
100%,
and creating this person that doesn't exist, because people have flaws just as much as we're doing all this stuff, and some people can look at you or look at me and be like, I like this part of her, but I don't like this part.
Exactly.
Does that make me not perfect? Because I'm perfect. I'm perfect in God's eyes.
Amen.
So it's like, so I'm like, sometimes we have to have a little bit of grace
100%,
with the selection we have, and
it's also very selfish. Because it's like, here I am with my flaws that, like you said, if you're in your single season and you're not using it intentionally, you're just coasting by and expecting this perfect man to come. He's going to give you everything. What are you giving, madam? Or what are you giving?
Yeah.
What do you know what, maybe men are valid when they
ask that question. I don't want to hear it.
What do you do?
I don't want to hear that question.
I bring a chair. I bring my presence. Okay?
No, but I feel like that's something I'm like, I need to be very mindful of, that I don't want a perfect person, because that doesn't exist. No. But the reason why I still go back to self-love and discovering yourself is there's things that can't be compromised, that if you love yourself a lot, if you love yourself enough, you will know that this is something that no matter what, I can't compromise in this. And everything else doesn't really matter. These 3-4 things are things that I'm like, if they have, I'm good. If they have other flaws, I'm willing to compromise. So there's an element of like, I need to be open to be to compromise on certain things. Just as much as I would want someone to do that to me.
Exactly.
Because I know for a fact I'm not perfect at all. I'm perfect though, in Jesus Christ. But on a like physical aspect, I am not a perfect human being, and there's so many things. I don't drive. Bloody hell, mate! I've been trying. No, I haven't been trying. But some people, it's a big deal for them. Like, I can do other things though. I'm a very, very artistic person. Let me tell myself.
She's creative.
I'm a very creative person. Everything,
she's beautiful.
Yeah, all of that. Yeah. So, but I can't drive. I can't.
You're getting there.
Oh, this I can't. Should I expose? I can't swim.
Oh no, I can't swim either.
Yeah. So I can cook my what? I can cook.
I've only ever seen you cook noodles.
That's so rude. That's so rude.
Every single time I ask people for
food. Isn't because it's not because that's what you asked for.
No.
One time, I've given you fried rice before, and you were like, "It's just spicy." At this point, I don't. That's why I don't like cooking for Jen, because Jen is literally, she has a taste bud for white people. Like spices kills her. Everything. Ginger, ginger and garlic. She's like, it's spicy. Ginger and garlic.
I'm quitting.
Tell me, hey.
I am quitting.
Is it background noise I can hear?
I am quitting.
So
defamation of character.
No, your taste buds is a bit off.
Not off,
but yeah. So like honestly, I think sometimes, I don't know, our expectations is a little bit too high.
No, it is.
Because I know I've noticed about, even on TikTok, is that there's this new trend of like looking at American men. Oh, they could treat you better, and American girls are saying UK men. It's like everybody's confused. It's like people want something that looks like glamorous, that's far away, and it's like, I think you can find your person here. You really can. Yeah, so when I hear you talk about UK, I'm thinking, I beg. You can't find your person in the UK. Do you think what changes Americans? They have a different. What makes them? I don't know. Spanish men. What makes them so different?
It's the accent.
Yeah, it's a sick problem.
I love a good accent.
It's a problem. But yeah,
the next one.
Okay, it's not really a question, but I've really just written down like 4 reasons why I feel like people are single. Okay. So the first one is self-identity, like we talked about. Second one is past trauma, like if you're heartbroken or you've had past experiences with, I don't know, childhood trauma. And third one is high expectations. And the fourth one is fear of commitment.
Once again, you're exposing me. I don't appreciate that very well.
I don't know which one I fall into, Let me see.
What was it again? Self-identity,
past trauma, high expectations, and fear of commitment. I don't think I have a fear of commitment, personally.
No,
I don't think I don't have a fear of commitment. I'm trying to think what's mine.
I think mine's trauma.
Trauma.
Yeah.
Trying to think what. Guys, we can't be serious. Why we laugh at trauma? What do you mean?
Wait, not from past experiences. I see.
Oh, from people's experiences.
Indirect trauma favour.
Oh,
indirect trauma.
Oh, yeah, because you mentioned before that you're fearful of like it doesn't work out.
I don't want
to. So what's mine? I think mine would be self-identity.
I was literally thinking that.
Yeah, because I'm currently going through that process of actually being very honest with myself and actually understanding who I actually am. Yeah. Because before, you haven't. There's a thing where before I would say I had an idea of who I was from what people told me. Yeah. Exactly, and I had to realize that no. All of this ideas I have of myself is not mine. Exactly. It's not mine, so I need to actually rediscover myself and tell myself who I am and who I want to be. Exactly. So that's mine. So it's like that's why I personally wouldn't be so quick to be like I want to be in a committed marriage.
Oh wow, so serious.
The reason why I'm serious is because talking about seriousness. I saw this guy on TikTok. I don't know. I love TikTok, guys.
No, I had to take a break from it, but it's very educational.
Very, very. Yeah, it's good. It's good. A guy was basically saying that he doesn't get why people would date if you don't have an intention to get married, and I agree with that. But then, doesn't that sound a bit too serious? Like everyone you date.
No, I get it. I get it. It's like, why are you putting yourself through that whole process just for it to be nothing in the end?
But then, okay, sorry to put you.
Yeah, go on.
What is dating though? Are you talking about going on dates or my boyfriend? Do you get it? Because if you're going on dates, I feel like you can date as many people as you
can.
Because it's not really. It's not the process. Yeah, like I'm just going out to get.
And I feel like through dating, you get, if we're talking about the self-love thing, you get to find out what you will accept, your boundaries and stuff.
Because you can't just be like, I'm only gonna go on dates with guys because I want to get married to them.
Ew, you're never gonna get married. At that point.
How can you just marry someone like that? I don't know. Like, I think the actual process of like we are now boyfriend and girlfriend. That should be a thing of like you're doing that because you see marriage.
Exactly.
That's why I agree with. But I don't think I agree with just going on dates because I'm guessing I don't think he meant that though personally.
I hope not.
But yeah.
Yes, I think that's the good side of dating is that it's nothing too serious. No one is expecting
like going on
dates to just be like, let's move in together, let's do like, no, it's just you're getting to know someone. If you don't vibe with them, move on to the next person.
It's literally a process, which is why the Bible doesn't really talk about boyfriend and girlfriend. It really just talks about courtship, because boyfriend and girlfriend doesn't really exist. It's true though.
No, I know it's true.
It doesn't really exist. It's more about courtship. Is like you guys have almost like made an agreement that you see yourself at the end of this process getting married. But this courtship is a process of us like planning, getting to know ourselves a bit more, but we are still going to get married.
You know what? More people are going to teach about that, because I feel like it's a very confusing, wishy-washy subject within the church, because it's like, it's something that the people of God really need to come to God about, receive answers and teach us.
I'll definitely especially I'm loving the fact that a lot of Christian community pastors are speaking a lot more, even our church
on dating.
We're having a current
it's like a Bible study.
Bible study thing about just relationship. I feel like it's so important because
it's so important.
We're getting a lot of information about what dating is from the world, and it is scary. So we need more information on what we need to do in Christianity. I just, there was a pastor I was listening to, and he was saying that a lot of people, you find that some people are like millionaires, billionaires, they're doing so well, they're financially amazing, but they fail in their marriages, and because and he was like, it's because they studied so much to make money, but they didn't study relationship. And I was like, that's actually so true. It's
true.
It's like
they studied their relationship with money, but not the relationship with people.
No, it's like
wow.
No, because I literally had to pause it and listen and think about it properly. I'm like, he was right. He was like, out of all the billionaires in the world, the richest men in the world, 80% of them are divorced.
Yeah, divorced.
And it's like, how is that? It can't be. It's not a coincidence.
No.
That it's clear. It's a clear pattern of you can't be a billionaire by accident.
No.
So how all of you that finally made it to this point failed? Obviously, getting divorced is not always a failure, but it depends. But in that situation, how have you all had the same outcome? And I was like, that's true. Like, we don't actually spend as much time understanding. That's if you are in a relationship, though, because I feel like, once you're single, like, get to know yourself and learn a lot more before you jump into anything. Like, before you're like, I'm willing to commit. Because,
it's a lot. It's a lot, guys. It's a lot.
But do you feel like we answered the question about why we're single?
I don't think we did. No, I think we did.
Yeah.
But we didn't answer, is it me or men?
As men.
100% it's men.
No,
you gotta fix up, man.
Doesn't it? Is it really men?
It's men, but at the same time it's also us, because we need to put the effort, like you said, of attracting the men that we
because there's actually I feel like there's really good men. It's just finding
it seems like something wrong.
It's just finding the good men, and with the help of a lot of people talking more about relationship, maybe men can now start understanding what women need. And but it goes back to the whole thing of self-love. If men love themselves, because sometimes genuinely they're just projecting. A lot of men are projecting like their fears of, it's like a man would be like, I'm gonna break up with you first before you break up with me because I'm scared that you're gonna eventually leave me. It's a real thing. Guys, or self-sabotage a relationship because they're fearful that they're not good enough for the relationship, or they would do something stupid because they feel like, oh well,
it's better to do that than deal with
like I'm not good enough anyway, and they will disguise it with, I'm just not ready, but you clearly you got into a relationship because you thought you was ready. You just, anyways, yeah. All I'm saying, I think it goes back to self-love, guys, boys and girls. I think it would really help if people understood how to really love themselves. That way, they can really give the best version of themselves. Yeah. And I'm trying to think. I don't know if it's men or I don't know.
I think it's a two-way thing. Yeah. Genuinely, I think, and also it's just that, like I said, it's the mentality. I think if that was shifted a little bit, maybe I'd want UK men. Maybe.
No, I think it's men in the church though.
Not the church. She's going there, ladies and gentlemen.
No, it is. In general in the world and stuff, I think it's both ways. But in the church, when we know as Christians, they can only come to us. Mm-hmm. I can do all the self-love, right?
Hey, how much more do I need to do?
I can do all the loving, I love myself.
Yeah.
And the guy that is not really, that's just scared, or I don't know, not scared, or whatever it is, just doesn't want to come to you.
You know what it is? I just had a thought in my head. This is why it's so important that we talk about this in the church, because there's this interpretation about relationships and a woman and a man and how it should be within the church. When the whole sentence of submissive, the whole thing of there's this idea that, real Christian women are like, they're quiet, they don't talk too loud, they don't have opinions, they're not strong-minded.
Did you listen to Thursday service?
No, I haven't yet.
Oh! I went to church I've been to service for ages, but I went.
You went?
I went.
Okay.
And Pastor was talking about just like personalities and the whole. It's talking about this. What you just talked about, saying how like I don't want a woman. Like, men don't want women that are just loud.
Yeah.
I took the mic and asked my question.
What did you ask?
I was like, are we saying that you need to change your personality to be submissive?
Yeah.
And to be fair, I love this answer. It basically said that your character does influence your personality, and it's all about wisdom, which I agree with. But the reason why I wanted to ask that question is because I just don't like the fact that sometimes people keep talking about, oh, don't be loud. The Bible didn't say that. Like, no. What does being loud have to do with submissive? Like, submission. It's like, if you want to, you as a loud person can still you can still submit.
No, yeah.
Like, his answer was perfect. Like saying that it's genuinely your character would influence your personality in the sense that you know the right time to show different sides of your personality. That you wouldn't just be loud all the time, which makes perfect sense. But it's like, I love that. Yeah.
So this is what I'm trying to say is that the church really needs to teach on it, because if we're having men that are looking at submission as in quiet, you don't talk too much, you don't do this and that, and then you have a sister come into the church and she's good looking, she's a true woman of God, but she's a bit too opinionated, I feel like she's going to dominate me. No, like I feel like that's a perspective that we really need to I don't want to say change, but really need to study on.
Yeah. I think it would help if more men went to church.
Wow. She said,
I need to come close to the mic.
Come close.
Guys, please go to church, because in the church there's literally 80% women and 20% men,
and most of those men.
And do you know what doesn't make sense? Me and my mom were talking about this last week, and biologically, yeah. Anyways, there's more men in the world than women.
Is there?
Yes.
I thought there's more women.
No, there's actually more men in the world. That in general, like, it's been like that for like many, like, hundreds of years. Like, it's not even like a thing of like last year. It's like consistently there's been more men than women.
Oh wow.
But it doesn't feel that way, because when you go to certain places that are religiously influenced, you only see women. So I was like, oh my days, that's crazy.
No, but it's actually
so it's like they're choosing not to go. No, doesn't mean there's men, but
they just don't want. 2023 is the year of having a relationship with the Christ.
So it would help, because what happens is only the few men that are hearing this information. If everyone, because one thing I've noticed is a lot of women are going to church. It's easier for them to self-reflect and be like, okay, let me work on my character, let me work on this. But if the men are not going to church to hear those messages,
it's just going to be,
they're not going to sell. So all you're going to see is a woman that's really intentional and a man that's not intentional, and that's the common. And that's something that I personally experience on I won't say daily, but like consistently. I've noticed in a pattern of my whole life is like I always meet people that are not intentional. That no, they are intentional in the sense that to them, they just want to get married. But before you get there,
what are you doing?
What does it look like for us to actually? Do you get it?
Yeah. What does courtship?
You can't just throw the word marriage and think I'm just gonna run and be like, yes, that. What does that actually look like? And that's something I've noticed that because people are not really self-reflecting, they don't really see their flaws and see their see the issues in their character. So it's like you end up seeing a woman that's very, very strong trying to drag a man. Yeah. Why can't we just have men that? Because in church, pastors basically saying obviously men are leaders, right? That's the issue. If the men were leading, I don't think we would have half as much as the problems we're having with people struggling to find people. Because I don't personally think we're supposed to be this single for this long. Personally, I don't think because it's almost unnatural in the sense of like naturally there's certain things that we desire that we have to suppress
at a certain point. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. At the bus stop today, I saw a couple with their baby in the pram going to town. I said, "Must be nice."
Yeah, we have to suppress because we're still waiting.
Yeah,
but I don't actually think we're supposed to wait for this long. No. And the reason we're waiting for this long is because the options that we have are not
they're not serious, basically.
And the ones that are serious are really getting married.
They're just not coming to us.
But then again, it's like when you have 5 men and then 200 girls, tell me how is it going to happen? And then you end up seeing people because it gets to a point where the devil just starts to speak in your ear and you're like, you know what? I might as well just date people outside and convert them. And it doesn't work. Just like, where do we go to? Because you can't convert a man.
No, you can't. You literally cannot. Because even if for a short while they're like, yeah, okay, they're just gonna go back.
Yeah, because it's like the issue with singleness is like, from just a normal perspective, being people that are single is how do I hold on? Let me try and word what I'm trying to say. Christian singleness and outside singleness are two different things.
Yes.
The issue that we struggle with in Christianity is more like there's literally no options. Whereas outside is like
there's options,
but they're rubbish.
Sinful options.
Not even simple, rubbish. Rubbish options. It's like, what do we do now?
No,
the options, if you go out and like, there's really men out there.
No, there are.
But I don't want these men.
They're not to my standards.
Yeah. But in the church, it's not that many.
Oh, God.
So now we're all fighting over like 5 men. Battle of the fittest.
I ain't fighting.
What? Fighting? Mate, people are fighting their minds. Indirectly. Everything should just end it here. Wait, guys. I think you got the idea. So it's a mixture of both. It is kind of us.
It is. I think it is. I think, like I said, the mentality when it comes to dating and relationships, I think it doesn't need to change. And if we're talking about Christian-wise, I think in the church it's definitely a subject that needs to be talked about more.
Yeah.
And the perspective on that needs to shift. But it's also us. If it's like, okay, well, don't just sit here because there's no options. Go out there. What are you doing to make sure that the options are coming to you? What are you doing to make sure that you've got these options and you can be like, yeah, I want you.
Yeah. And just to end it, basically, the gist of the whole thing is, whilst if you are single, be single with intentions.
100%.
It shouldn't be a thing of just waiting. You should do things to just elevate yourself, love yourself, improve your character, get to know who you are.
Yeah.
And once you know who you are, you can love yourself more. And when you love yourself more, you can receive the love that you deserve.
Yes. Don't go around sleeping with random men, please. That's not going to be what you need. Thank you for listening to the podcast.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye. Love you.
Oh, God, it's chaos.